A school shooting in Parkland, Florida has reignited the debate over guns, particularly automatic weapons. It also has a lot of people talking about whether or not guns should be allowed on school campuses. This morning we are joined by Clarence Dass to discuss the laws in Michigan and what they are and how it relates to schools that our children attend. So Clarence, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Who is allowed to carry a gun on a campus?
Well, here in Michigan, we have actually some of the most loose gun laws in the country. And we have something called open carry, which means that anyone with a concealed pistol license in Michigan can carry on a school campus, in a theater, in a court, and people have been pushing that boundary for a long time. To get a concealed pistol license, you have to be basically 21 years old, have no criminal record, and have no diagnosed mental health illness.
What about the open carry as it relates to rifles?
Well, it's the same situation to a certain extent. The concealed pistol license applies to handguns.
Right.
And so when I was talking about people pushing the limit, they've been pushing the limit on other types of firearms like rifles, and even in other cases, as we saw in Dearborn some time ago, assault rifles.
Now, do we have to do background checks for all weapons?
Here in Michigan, we do have to follow federal law, which requires that every single person that applies for a concealed pistol license goes through a background check. The problem is the background check is not as comprehensive as other states. And President Trump actually recently came out and said he wants a more comprehensive check. The only thing the background check does is match your name to someone else's name that shouldn't have a gun. And people are now talking about whether that needs to be tightened up.
Now, the individuals that we had a couple of instances where people were either walking around in public with rifles, otherwise going into, say, the Dearborn Police Department with rifles. Did those individuals, would they have to have had a concealed pistol license, or would you just be able to purchase a gun and walk around with it because it's out in the open?
No, the law still is, if you want to have the privilege of the open carry doctrine here in Michigan, you still have to get a concealed pistol license. You can't just carry a gun openly without any kind of a license.
So when you start talking about schools, how does this relate to schools and being on campus where police have to make split-second decisions if there's a situation taking place and you have someone with a concealed carry license walking around on campus with a gun?
This is really the debate right now because, like I said, Michigan is one of the few states in the country that has allowed people to carry guns on campus. The debate now is whether that should continue. And we've actually just proposed legislation in Michigan that would allow people to have concealed pistols on campus, and that's being debated and may become law in the next few months.
So with that weapon, you wouldn't even know that that weapon was on that individual?
That's correct, and that's legislators say to close the loophole that allows the open carry people, but many people are concerned that people are going to be able to walk onto campuses, hide their gun, and then
not be identified with that weapon.
Correct.
All right, well, thank you very much for the insight. How can people get in touch with you and your law firm if they have any other law needs?
Well, the best way is the dasslawfirm.com, and we've gotten a lot of questions over the past couple of weeks about the gun issue, and I think it's only going to grow as the weeks go on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. All right, let's turn it over to Keenan. Keenan?